here we will specify the geometry for our truss. We need to create the midlines of each truss member, and as the midline elongates or contracts, that's going to change the potential energy of the member. We also need to specify the cross-sectional area, which, as we saw, affects the potential energy of the member. We will do this using SpaceClaim, which is the newer geometry engine, and it's a default going forward, and all the new developments are going to happen in SpaceClaim. I originally recorded the geometry step in Design Modeler, and I'm moving everything, all my learning materials, to SpaceClaim, since that's the default geometry engine from here on. And I'm going to use version 19.1, which is the latest version available in this particular video. Later videos in meshing and so on, I have already recorded, and they are in an older version, 18.1. And the differences between these versions is minor, so you shouldn't really have any issues if you're using this version or even a slightly different version, because the versions don't have that much difference for at least for this particular module. I will go into the search area and start typing in Workbench and select Workbench 19.1. You may have to cancel out of some firewall warnings. I already did that. That's why they didn't pop up. And let me maximize this. And under Analysis Systems, I will drag Static Structural into the project page. And I will give it a suitable name. I'll say Truss Tutorial. And in the process, by picking Static Structural, I'm giving the solver an important clue about what is the mathematical model I want to use, and more on that later. And right-click on Geometry and select New SpaceClaim Geometry. Once SpaceClaim starts up, go under File, SpaceClaim Options, and under Units, select centimeters, and also I will change the minor grid spacing to 1 from 0.1. Works better for this particular problem, and I'll say OK. And then I will select the sketch plane by clicking here, and then click towards the upper right as if you're selecting the back plane. And then if you say look at plane, you should be looking at the XY plane. And then I will draw lines, so I'll select this under the sketch tool options, and let me zoom in here, and then I should be seeing snapping to curve center over here. Okay, and you can zoom in using the middle mouse wheel. So I'll start at the center, and then I will to specify the dimension, I will hit the space bar and specify 45 centimeters, which is what we have in our problem as the length of that member. Then I'll draw the second one. I'll start here, and here I'll see snapping to endpoint. And then I should get the 90 degrees, and again I'll hit the space bar and enter 45. And then I can sketch in the third member, and it has the dimension right because that's a hypotenuse, and then I can click escape a couple of times to get out of the sketch tool. Now these are curves, and we need to convert them to beams, to essentially tell ANSYS that this is these are the midlines of trusses, and really ANSYS assumes it's beams because it also puts in the bending effect, and let's do that next.